Chapter 51 Give him toilet paper. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The second Zhou Haizhong. Everyone in the monitoring room was stunned. Zhou Haizhong, the proponent of Zhou's conjecture, which has plagued mathematicians for more than 10 years, is a professor of Sun Yat-sen University and a doctoral supervisor. Since 1981, he has published papers in academic journals on linguistics, mathematics, information science, emerging interdisciplinary subjects, etc. He has published more than 120 papers, and he has been invited to many countries in the world to give special academic reports and participate in international academic conferences, and has been well received. He is the pride of Beishan City and the first mathematician to go out from Beishan City. No one could have imagined that Li Xueming would give Qin Luo such a high rating. Team leader, isn't this evaluation a little too high? I admit that Qin Luo is indeed a genius, but Professor Zhou Haizhong is a genius among geniuses. Although Qin Luo has created a history, it does not mean that he is comparable to Professor Zhou Haizhong. With a smile on his lips, Li Xueming shook his head. 2 months ago, he was still a complete crane tail, and he was still standing and struggling on the edge of the passing line. 2 months later, he has already created a record in the history of the Digital Alliance. He's still young. Suddenly, the entire monitoring room fell silent, as if the air was condensed, silent. Even a needle dropped on the ground could be heard. In 2 months, from a crane tail, became a top scholar. How is this even possible? Everyone was dumbfounded, but everyone understood that Li Xueming would not lie, and there was no need to lie. What he said was the truth. They originally thought that Qin Luo had been a genius since he was a child, but Li Xueming told them that Qin Luo had only risen in the past 2 months. This simply refreshed their cognition. Golu the middle-aged judge swallowed and sighed, a genius among geniuses. Genius is no longer enough to describe Qin Luo, he is a genius among geniuses. Look at him writing. At this moment, an exclamation entered Li Xueming's ears. Did you start writing? Li Xueming was stunned for a moment, then rushed to the computer with a single stride, staring straight at Qin Luo. Could he really prove Zhou's conjecture? 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, Qin Luo wrote quickly. A scratch paper, 2 scratch papers. When Qin Luo picked up the 3rd scratch paper, Li Xueming finally came back to his senses. Quick, quick, send him the paper, quick. Li Xueming roared loudly. He is also engaged in mathematics research, and he knows that inspiration is fleeting, and any interruption will interrupt it. After more than 10 years of problems, Li Xueming could not wait to die. The middle-aged judge responded, picked up a stack of scratch paper, and rushed out. A minute later, he had arrived at the examination room and walked cautiously towards Qin Luo. His steps were light, for fear of making a sound. Qin Luo only felt a heat wave coming, subconsciously looked up and saw a middle-aged man standing in front of him. Teacher, is something wrong? It's over, it's over. Li Xueming's face was ashen, and once the state was interrupted, he didn't know when he wanted to enter the state. Who is it? Who stipulated that only 3 pieces of scratch paper should be issued? This is simply killing a genius. Li Xueming was furious, and his face was ashen. If there are a few more, even 2, maybe Qin Luo can solve this problem. Chapter 52 Inspiration is like eating, which is very ordinary. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Cough, the team leader is what you said. Everyone was timid and replied in a low voice. Li Xueming froze suddenly, his face extremely blue. You heard wrong, I said 30. Everyone looked at each other and said nothing. The exam room was dead silent. The middle-aged man and Qin Luo stared at each other. Qin Luo's sudden wake-up made him shudder uncontrollably. Even standing here, he could feel Li Xueming's soaring anger. In an instant, cold sweat soaked through his vest. Teacher. Seeing that the man didn't speak, Qin Luo asked tentatively. Don't look around, concentrate on solving the problem. The middle-aged man left a stack of scratch paper and quickly left the examination room, standing here, like a thorn on his back. If he stayed longer, he couldn't guarantee that he would collapse. Can you speak well? Seeing the figure of the middle-aged man disappearing into the examination room again, Qin Luo reluctantly began to think again. However, problem solving is like writing. Once the train of thought is broken and you want to pick it up, you don't know when it happened. Qin Luo had to rearrange his thoughts, and this process lasted about 5 minutes. He started writing again. There was an uproar in the monitoring room, they were even ready to give up, but only 5 minutes later, Qin Luo picked up the pen again. Has his train of thought been interrupted? It was indeed interrupted, but only for 5 minutes. Is this a monster? Someone exclaimed. Maybe he can prove Zhou's conjecture. The problem that has plagued the academic world for more than a decade may really have a chance to be solved. For a time, everyone's heart was surging, and they stared at Qin Luo, as if they had witnessed history. When proving 2 NP2, 2, N1, MP2, N1-1 is the basis for the establishment of prime numbers, so the inference that MP has 2, N2, N2 prime numbers is established. Crack. Qin Luo put down the pen and paper, turned his head to look, and there was no one in the entire examination room. Looking up at the wall clock on the wall, it was already 5 p.m., a full hour overtime. Qin Luo coughed awkwardly, and then raised his hand and handed it over. He never imagined that it would take so long. Student Qin, have you solved it yet? The invigilator nodded kindly and carefully put away Qin Luo's test paper. It should be solved. Qin Luo said modestly. As an academic bully, Qin Luo felt that he should be humble. After all, hiding is an excellent talent. Hearing this sentence, the invigilator's hands were even more careful when taking the papers, as if he was serving a treasure that was handed down from generation to generation. Is it necessary to be so careful? Teacher, if I lose it, I'll just write a copy. Qin Luo said indifferently, write another one. The middle-aged teacher's mouth twitched, his face full of resentment. Boss. Please drink tea. As soon as he stepped out of the examination room, the little fat man from the same team rushed over with a drink. Boss, I'll help you lift your shoes. Boss, are you still short of a pendant? I'll make it a pendant for you. For a time, many academic tyrants from Beishan No. 4 Middle School swarmed and directly surrounded Qin Luo. What's the situation? Qin Luo was a little confused. Although he looks good, he is not to the point where both men and women can kill each other. Boss, you don't know, today's exams in the city have been extended for 1 hour for you alone. Li Xueming's original words are, when will Qin Luo come out and when will the exam end? When can I be as good as a boss? Not as good as Ben Shuaba. Sorry you don't have a system. Work hard, anyway, you can't be as good as Ben Shuaba in your whole life. Qin Luo smiled faintly. Chapter 53 This Damn Charm of Nowhere. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In an instant, the worship turned into resentment, and Qin Luo's academic hegemony value rose like a rocket. In a blink of an eye, it has broken through the 1,000 mark. Thank you. Just when Qin Luo was intoxicated by the system's wonderful prompt sound, a thank you sounded into his ears. Lin Shanshan looked at him seriously. What the hell is going on here? Even Qin Luo himself didn't understand. Thank you for your encouragement, I will work harder. After that, Lin Shanshan turned around and left. She has no time to waste, she has to study. For a time, everyone's eyes lit up. The boss is really a boss, and he speaks so deeply. Thank you, boss. Goodbye, boss. In an instant, everyone disappeared. Encourage? Do I mean this? I do not know how. Alas, this damn charm of Ben Shuaba. In the monitoring room, Qin Luo's test paper has been delivered with the scratch paper. Li Xueming took a group of math teachers to study carefully. Team leader, do you understand? Someone in the crowd asked. Understand? If I could understand, I wouldn't be here. I would have gone to the university to be a professor long ago. 67 out of 10. Li Xueming returned without blushing and panting. Hey, for a while, everyone took a breath of cold air. As expected of the team leader, I only understand 40%. So do I. The crowd joined in. Team leader, is Qin Luo right? Or is he wrong? The man asked again. You ask me, who do I ask? Li Xueming was bitter in his heart. As the leader of the Beishan City Mathematics Research Group, his strength was unquestionable, but it was Zhou's conjecture that he demonstrated. This thing has plagued the mathematics community for more than 10 years, and how does he know if it is correct or not? Seal the answer and send it to Professor Zhou Haizhong of Sun Yat-sen University. He is the person who proposed the conjecture and has the most say. After thinking about it, Li Xueming finally made a decision. Soon, Qin Luo's answer was sealed and sent to the plane to fly to Yanjing overnight. Li Xueming walked to the window, looking at the speeding car. A smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. Whether correct or not, Qin Luo's appearance is a miracle. In 2 months, he went from being a scumbag to being a scholar, to a genius among geniuses, and it was even possible to solve Zhou's conjecture. He has created a legend. The next day, the release day, there is no doubt that Qin Luo is a full score. Again, and he is the only one. Although the full score here refers to 30 points, it is also unique. Senior, how did you learn mathematics well? Do you have any learning experience that you can teach me? Senior brother, there is no one in my house tonight. Brother Shuaba, do you have a WeChat ID? Can you add me? Schoolmaster's phone calls, a lot of money. Are you sure it's not a big money proposal? It's not impossible to propose marriage. The forum of Beishan No. 1 Middle School fell. WeChat moments, fall, QQ space, fall, all kinds of information about Qin Luo are flooded, and Qin Luo has completely become a legend of the digital alliance. If a perfect score is said to be luck, then a perfect score twice is not luck, it is strength. What is even more terrifying is that the digital team has repeatedly changed the rules for Qin Luo, which highlights Qin Luo's speciality. In the lounge of No. 2 Middle School, Huang Zitao, Wei Zihao and other academic tyrants, their faces were ashen. Chapter 54 Crazy. You are listening at novelfull.audio. How to do. Wei Zihao's eyes were red. As the most outstanding scholar in No. 2 Middle School, he never thought that he would lose, but the fact is that he lost completely. Do you really want to sing Conquest? Thinking of this, he will go crazy. Don't panic, we haven't lost yet. Huang Zitao gritted his teeth and said, there are still 3 trials, and we still have a chance. In order to defeat Qin Luo, only he knows how much effort he has made. So until the last moment, Huang Zitao will never admit defeat easily. Is there really a chance? A look of sadness flashed in Wei Zihao's eyes. The 4th lounge. Qin Luo, why didn't you come to make up the class? As soon as she stepped into the classroom, Lin Shanshan rushed over angrily. She clearly said to wait for him after school, but she waited left and right, but she didn't wait for Qin Luo. I don't know your address. Qin Luo said helplessly. Don't know the address, don't you know how to call? You didn't tell me the phone. Lin Shanshan gritted her teeth, she was going crazy. I didn't tell you, so don't you know to ask? What's your phone number? Collapsing, completely collapsing. As a well-known scholar and school beauty of No. 4 Middle School, she has never collapsed like this. I shouldn't be angry, don't be angry, people with high IQs have low EQs. Thinking of this, Lin Shanshan finally felt better. 1838, remember my phone number. Lin Shanshan said viciously, then turned around and left. Can you say it again? Lin Shanshan stumbled under her feet and almost fell to the ground. She turned her head and glared at Qin Luo. 1838. Yanjing, Sun Yat-sen University. A white-haired, ruddy-faced old man is sitting by the window, a pot of green tea, a mathematical journal, and a picture. Zhou Haizhong, the proponent of Zhou's conjecture, a well-known mathematician in China, and a big bull who enjoys special national allowances, even in the global mathematics community, can't hide his brilliance. He is most proud of coming up with Zhou's conjecture that has plagued the academic world for more than a decade, but his biggest regret is also the same. Conjecture is conjecture after all, if it can't be proved one day. Zhou Haizhong regrets one day. Dong dong dong. Old Zhou. Suddenly, there was a soft knock on the door, the voice of his student Su Enmin. Enter. Soon, a gentleman with gold-rimmed glasses walked in. He was not young, about 40 years old, with piercing eyes. Your hometown, Beishan City, sent an answer sheet about the proof of Zhou's conjecture. Su Enmin whispered. Oh, let it go, I'll watch it if I have time. Zhou Haizhong said with a wave of his hand. Since Zhou's conjecture was proposed, almost every few days, an answer sheet on proving the theory of Zhou's conjecture would be placed on his desk. One person is short and two are long. Zhou Haizhong doesn't think he is the best in the world. He is looking forward to someone who can prove this answer. 10 years have been like the same day, from the very beginning when he opened the answer sheet with great anticipation, and now he is too lazy to open it, because every time, it is a disappointment. There are too many people who daydream and want to be famous in one fell swoop. Teacher, you should take a look at this answer sheet. I assure you that it is definitely not as bad as you think. Su Enlai said sincerely. Isn't it your lifelong wish to prove Zhou's conjecture? Maybe this answer sheet will give you a satisfactory answer. Chapter 55 Shock from Zhou Haizhong. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Su Enlai would go through it every time there was a big discussion about Zhou's conjecture. He will remove most of the dross and give the most quintessential and inspiring answer sheet, but this answer sheet is different, he can't understand it. He was acutely aware that this answer sheet might be different. Staring at Su Enlai's eyes, Zhou Haizhong was silent for a while, and finally took the answer sheet in his hand. As a scholar, he could not restrain his curiosity. Let me see what surprise Li Xueming brought me. Beishan No. 4 Middle School. Qin Luo. Zhou Haizhong gave a rare smile when he saw this address. It was his alma mater, but he had never heard of Qin Luo's name. Maybe it's a new teacher. Zhou Haizhong still looked down patiently and carefully. Tick, tick, the wall clock continued to move, and time passed minute by minute. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 10 minutes. Zhou Haizhong frowned, staring at the first page of the answer sheet as if he had been immobilized, without any intention of turning the page. Seeing Zhou Haizhong's appearance, Su Enmin slowed his breathing, lowered his footsteps, and stood quietly by the side. As he thought, this answer sheet was unusual. After another half an hour, Zhou Haizhong finally turned the first page, and then his speed became faster and faster. In a few minutes, he had already reviewed the entire answer sheet. Pine. Zhou Haizhong patted his hands on the desk, his body trembling uncontrollably. Teacher? Su Enmin asked tentatively. Zhou Haizhong didn't speak, he just stared blankly at the answer sheet in front of him, and murmured, perfect, so perfect. This is the most perfect answer sheet he has seen so far, with clear thinking, rigorous logic, and a very clever method. Even the proponent of Zhou's conjecture can't pick out a single fault. Smooth. Incredibly smooth. This is likely to be the key to proving the conjecture, the key to upgrading Zhou's conjecture to a theorem. If at first he was quite skeptical of this treatise, now he has been convinced by it. If you want to give it an evaluation, there are only 2 words, awesome. Sharp. Hearing the teacher's words, Su Enmin froze in place. Others don't know Zhou Haizhong's character, but as an assistant, he is really clear, tough, and never admit defeat. Even academician Wang Xuecai doesn't take it seriously, but now, he complimented him a lot. Book a flight, I'm going to Beishan City to see Qin Luo. Zhou Haizhong said sharply. He really wanted to see what kind of person could be able to demonstrate Zhou's conjecture so smoothly. Teacher, the Acquired Research Institute project is about to start. Do you think the time to go to Beishan has shifted? Su Enmin looked embarrassed. Then go tomorrow. Tomorrow you are going to the report meeting. Zhou Haizhong's face was ashen, and he sighed deeply. Although he has become famous, there are some things that he can't detach from things. I really want to know who Qin Luo is, and take a photocopy of the answer sheet and send it to Wang Xuecai and Song Baogua. After that, Zhou Haizhong took out a pen and paper from the drawer of the desk, and used the method on the answer sheet to calculate in detail. Stand up. Okay. Su Enmin took a deep breath, turned and left the room. Wang Xuecai, Song Baogua, academicians of the Chinese Academy of Sciences, enjoy special national allowances. Chapter 56. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At this moment, Su Enmin only felt that the answer sheet in his hand was heavy, but this light paper carried the results of more than 10 years of efforts in the mathematics community. A world-class mathematical puzzle is likely to be solved. The academic value contained therein is immeasurable. Beishan City, number 1 middle school. The 3 test of the digital connection is about to start. However, for Qin Luo, it was just a passing scene. After about 10 minutes, Qin Luo had finished writing the answers, handed in the papers and left the examination room. Except for Li Xueming, the 10 judges looked at each other, looking at the 3-day math competition. Apart from Zhou's conjecture causing a little trouble to Qin Luo, the other topics did not hinder him in any way. No doubt, it's a full score again. Li Xueming in the examination room personally reviewed Qin Luo's examination papers. No surprises, it's another full score. No surprise, everything seemed natural, and the teachers who marked the papers didn't even lift their eyelids. For them who have experienced the shocking waves, this little storm is nothing at all. The other party is a big bull who is likely to solve Zhou's conjecture. Isn't it normal to get a full score? Oh, I really don't know how that kid's head grows. How can he be so smart? Isn't it? Now that I am asked to mark his test paper, I am too lazy to mark it, so I will give it a full score. This kid, what a pervert. 4 p.m. The bell for the end of the exam rang on time, and a large group of students poured out. This also means that the intense digital competition has officially come to an end. Qin Luo stood at the door waiting patiently for Lin Shanshan, and today promised Lin Shanshan that she would be a tutor. As a pigeon who has already pigeon-ted twice, he does not want to pigeon a third time. The reason is very simple. A pigeon is a loss of thousands of yuan for Qin Luo. Suddenly, out of the corner of his eyes, he saw 2 familiar figures, Huang Zitao, Wei Zihao. At this moment, they were bowing their heads and hurriedly leaving the school. Qin Luo's eyes lit up, and an arrow stopped directly in front of them. Student Huang, classmate Wei, we meet again. What do you want to do? Seeing that he couldn't escape Qin Luo, Huang Zitao's face turned gloomy. You seem to have forgotten one thing. Qin Luo said with a smile. Qin Luo, don't go too far. Of course he knew what it was, but he couldn't admit it. An inch. Qin Luo smiled disdainfully. As an academic bully, he didn't know what it meant to be an inch. It seems that classmate Huang wants to repay his debts. Default. Qin Luo's words didn't hide too much. Huang Zitao and Wei Zihao heard it, and naturally the surrounding melon-eating audience also heard it. In an instant, one after another scorching eyes shot at Huang Zitao and Wei Zihao, and all kinds of sarcastic words instantly surrounded him. Isn't that the Shuaba of number 2 middle school? Why can't he get up now? Don't gamble if you can't afford it, it's embarrassing. If it were me, I would immediately find a crack and get into it. In an instant, Huang Zitao's face turned red all of a sudden, his whole body trembled uncontrollably, and the anger in his heart was burning. Qin Luo, you forced me. With a loud shout, Huang Zitao threw his fists and rushed towards Qin Luo. It is not only a scholar, but also a black belt in Taekwondo. One punch of his is enough to knock over an ordinary person. Angry into anger. Qin Luo's eyelids picked up unnaturally. Chapter 57 Full-Level Master vs. Novice Village Mobs. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Angry into anger. Qin Luo's eyelids picked up unnaturally. He never imagined that Huang Zitao would actually do it in public. Wait! Qin Luo suddenly shouted, and at the same time he quickly took out his mobile phone, clicked on the essence of Taekwondo, and read it carefully. Hearing Qin Luo's words, Huang Zitao squatted on the spot with a smile on the corner of his mouth. What? Want to beg for mercy? Although as a scholar, he disdains the use of force, but he does not deny that sometimes force is really useful. The host studies hard, and the value of the master is +1. The host understands the essence of Taekwondo, and the level of Taekwondo is increased, LV1, 0 out of 10. After a clear prompt sound, Qin Luo's skill bar added a Taekwondo. Before he could think about it, Qin Luo quickly added Shuaba value to Taekwondo. Upgrade, congratulations to the host Taekwondo for reaching LV5, expert level, equivalent to Taekwondo Underworld 4th Dan. It was like a tit-for-tat initiation. Qin Luo's mind instantly appeared various moves about Taekwondo, selling now. Looking at the scenes in front of him, the gloom on Huang Zitao's face was swept away, replaced by unbridled laughter. Ha ha ha, I only learned Taekwondo now, don't you realize it's too late, that even for a genius like him, it took 2 years to contact Taekwondo. Qin Luo just started reading books now. Is he in a hurry? He is not in a hurry now, instead he wants to see what tricks Qin Luo can play. Huang Zitao sneered in his heart, confused, capitalized. Everyone was dumbfounded. This Nima, even if it was a temporary cramming, did not hold it like this. Damn it, Qin Luo, did he lose his mind? Taekwondo can be learned just by reading a book. Huang Zitao is a black belt in Taekwondo, and it's not a problem to have one enemy and two. Qin Luo has suffered a lot now. For a time, there was a lot of discussion, and even smarter people had quietly gone to inform the school. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, Qin Luo put away his mobile phone, his eyes flashing with fine light. Let Ben Shuaba tell you what Taekwondo is. With that said, Qin Luo took a stand. Yo ho, he still looks decent. Huang Zitao smiled disdainfully, glared his legs, and hurried forward, high whip legs, that the right foot was raised high, and the instep hit Qin Luo's face. When he stepped down, he had to kick Qin Luo into a concussion. Aren't you a genius? Don't you get full marks? I want to see if you are still so smart after your concussion. This kick, Huang Zitao was angry, without the slightest reservation. The instep is getting closer and closer to Qin Luo, and he is about to kick Qin Luo. Ah! The timid student had already covered his eyes. Qin Luo didn't panic, and went up to meet him. The current Qin Luo is no longer the Qin Luo just now, and there is no need to back down. Pang! With a loud noise, a figure flew out of thin air for several meters, and then fell heavily to the ground. Ah! Heartbreaking screams resounded throughout the school. Huang Zitao slumped on the ground, his face twisted and terrifying. Pain, excruciating pain, it was as if the bones were broken. My legs! My legs! Damn Qin Luo, I want you to look good. The roar shook the sky and woke everyone from their dreams. Everyone was dumbfounded for a while. What the hell is going on with this Nima? Huang Zitao is a black belt in Taekwondo, but he was kicked by Qin Luo 1 by 1. The full-level master vs the novice village mobs, not only did not destroy the dead, but was counter-killed. Will you play? Chapter 58. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This can no longer be called nonsense, but a fantasy, but this fantasy scene happened in front of their eyes. Brother, give me a slap, I don't want to dream anymore. Fuck, I'm not afraid that the tyrants have culture, but I'm afraid that the tyrants will fight. Mom, come out and see God. Ding, the host is proficient in Taekwondo, and the level is increased by LV5. Ding, the host destroys the confidence of the scumbag with his profound knowledge, and the mastery value is plus 666. Ding, the host's force stuns the heroes, the mastery value plus 888. On the other hand, Qin Luo was also immersed in excitement. Everyone has a martial arts dream in their hearts. Qin Luo didn't have this ability before, but now, everything is different. The biting pain finally subsided. Huang Zitao stood up trembling, his eyes full of scarlet. Impossible, it's impossible, that how could he, a dignified underworld master, be knocked out by Qin Luo, a beginner? There must be something wrong here. Qin Luo, I want you to look good. Huang Zitao stared at Qin Luo with a grim face, and rushed up again. Stop! At this moment, a shout came from the school. Li Xueming, Chen Shuqin, Lin Tianxian and other leading teachers rushed out angrily. Li Xueming is very angry. Who is Qin Luo? The #1 genius in Beishan City will soon be selected for the provincial team and participate in the National Digital League competition. What is even more frightening is that if his theory about Zhou's conjecture is correct, then Qin Luo is likely to honor his promise and be elected to Cambridge University. However, such a genius among geniuses was beaten at the school gate, and in front of him. Academic genius Qin Luo, beaten by the crowd. A scholar becomes a rogue, whose problem is it? Li Xueming can even imagine how the media will report tomorrow. Thinking of this, Li Xueming was furious. Huang Zitao, you are so courageous to actually gather a crowd to fight. Li Xueming shouted angrily, a crowd fight? Huang Zitao's face was as ugly as if he had eaten a fly. If he is really beaten, that's fine. The point is that he doesn't have O at all. He beat him up from the beginning, and the one who was beaten has always been him. Teacher, listen to my explanation, it was Qin Luo who beat me. Huang Zitao roared loudly. Qin Luo beat you? A sneer appeared on the corner of Chen Shuqing's mouth. He knew exactly who Huang Zitao and Qin Luo were. Huang Zitao was a black belt in Taekwondo, but Qin Luo was just a good student. Even if two Qin Luos went together, it would be impossible to beat him. That's right. Huang Zitao gritted his teeth and said, if you don't believe me, you can ask the students around you. Okay. Li Xueming turned his head gloomily, everyone, tell me what the hell is going on. Quiet, deadly quiet, no one spoke, not even a certain movement, everyone just watched silently, watching the embarrassed Huang Zitao. Zihao, tell me. Huang Zitao almost clenched his teeth in anger. He turned around angrily and looked at Wei Zihao with scarlet eyes. Wei Zihao glanced at Li Xueming cautiously, and his body shivered suddenly. No. I didn't see anything. Boom. Like a thunderbolt from the blue, Huang Zitao's head hummed and his face instantly turned pale. He never imagined that the comrades who were on the same front as him would actually betray him. Chapter 59 Friendship. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wei Zihao. Enough. Before Huang Zitao could finish his words, Li Xueming cut him off sharply. His face was gloomy, and he said in a voice, gather a crowd to fight, no school rules, remember a major demerit, and leave it to check. Teacher Lin, you have no problem with this. No opinion, no opinion. Lin Tianxian smiled bitterly and finally shook his head. Li Xueming, that is the head of the data union, and he is also an important position in the education bureau. Not to mention major demerits, even if it is dismissed, Lin Tianxian has to do it, remember the big demerit, stay for observation. Huang Zitao was completely stunned. He never thought that things would turn out like this. Obviously Qin Luo bullied him, but instead he was punished. Thinking of this, Huang Zitao's heart is dead. Qin Luo, wait for me. He gave Qin Luo a fierce look, and Huang Zitao left the school without looking back. He didn't want to stay here for a second. Ding, the resentment of the scumbags is detected. The host's academic power is plus 99. Feather fans and scarves, ashes and ashes in the chatting and laughing. At this moment, everyone's eyes on Qin Luo changed. If they just admired Qin Luo's good academic performance just a moment ago, then at this moment, they admire his ability to turn the clouds around. In just a few minutes, the entire battlefield was turned around. Not only was he unscathed, he even tortured Huang Zitao to the point of death. Shuaba, as expected, is indeed a Shuaba, whether it is in study or fighting. Ding, Lin Shanshan was detected. Ding, Penghua detected. Ding. Ding. Swipe. Looking at the system prompt that passed by, Qin Luo sighed with emotion. The classmates are really friendship. In the Emerald Garden community, standing at the gate of the community, Qin Luo looked up and sighed in his heart. This community is worthy of the name of garden. The entire community has more than 60% of the green area. Moreover, it is close to the prime area of the urban business district. The cost of building a community with such a high green area in such a place can be imagined. Only the so-called elite can live here. Qin Luo always knew that Lin Shanshan was rich, but she never thought she was a rich woman. Rich lady, are you still missing accessories? Don't look at me with that kind of eyes. The money belongs to my mother, not mine. Lin Shanshan spoke first, as if aware of Qin Luo's strangeness. It's like you're not his daughter. Qin Luo shrugged and said indifferently, can you speak well? The resentment from the scumbags, plus 111. Hehe, classmate Lin, you may not believe it when you say it, I didn't intend to ask for your academic value. Walking into the community, taking the elevator upstairs, before Lin Shanshan could take out the key, the door of the room had already been opened from the inside. A white and beautiful woman came out. The bohemian floral dress looks like a housewife, her eyes turned back and forth on Qin Luo and Lin Shanshan, her eyes revealing excitement. Boyfriend? Qin Luo's mouth twitched. He was not a boyfriend, but a male teacher. Young Pei Shan, can you have a righteous behavior? Lin Shanshan suddenly became angry. Which I did she see that Qin Luo was her boyfriend? Oh, isn't it? The woman's face darkened at first, and then she became serious. Shanshan, it's not your mother who said you are in the 3rd year of high school, and it's time to find a boyfriend. You know, in this resource in a society that is in short supply, cow dung is also limited. If you don't insert it, others will insert it. Chapter 60. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Haha, this job looks bad. Qin Luo was secretly vigilant in his heart. As a scholar, he must always protect himself. Yang Pei Shan, shut up for me. Little brat, it's the other way around. How dare you talk to your mother like that? You don't want pocket money next month, right? Facing Lin Shanshan's threat, the woman was not at all afraid, her hands on her hips, and scolded sharply. Go away. Lin Shanshan clenched her teeth tightly, turned and rushed to the attic, confused, capitalized. Qin Luo just froze in place. No, shouldn't the script take you along with you? Silence, still silence. Qin Luo stared at Yang Pei Shan with big eyes. In the end, Qin Luo couldn't bear it any longer. Ms. Yang, my name is Qin Luo, I'm here to teach Lin Shanshan. Ah, oh, tutor. Yang Pei Shan jumped up suddenly, with a smile on her face again. Giggle, Mr. Zhou, please come in quickly. I'll make you laugh. Our Shanshan is like this, no big or small. Yang Pei Shan asked with a smile while stepping aside. By the way, how old is Mr. Zhou this year? Girlfriend? That her eager look was as if she wanted to sell Lin Shanshan. Really mother? Qin Luo smiled and didn't answer. He just came to be a tutor, and he didn't even think about a girlfriend. Mr. Zhou, what do you think of our Shanshan? Bang! Just as Qin Luo's heart fluttered, the door on the 2nd floor was opened again, and Lin Shanshan rushed down with a huh, pulling Qin Luo. He rushed upstairs, the door closed again, completely isolating Yang Pei Shan. Crack! A compulsory mathematics textbook was thrown in front of Qin Luo. Let's start. Lin Shanshan said, and after speaking, Lin Shanshan pressed the clock. Is it necessary? As a scholar who has perfect scores in the system, a compulsory textbook for the 3rd year of high school is as simple as eating and drinking for Qin Luo, but before that, he has one more thing to do. Show me your previous exam papers. Qin Luo said. Without speaking, Lin Shanshan took out a large stack of test papers from the bookcase next to them and placed them in front of Qin Luo. You heard it right, it's a big stack, roughly 200 sheets. Seems like I made the wrong decision. Unfortunately, there is no regret medicine in the world. Patiently opening the test paper, Qin Luo's mouth twitched again. The score obtained for each test paper has never been under 140, and there are even many full-score test papers. Call. Qin Luo picked up a pen and began to sketch on the test paper, marking out the knowledge points that she failed to master. It stands to reason that these things should be summed up by Lin Shanshan herself, but since becoming a teacher Qin Luo still wants to do his best work. If nothing else, he wants a salary of 200 yuan for this class. In this way, minutes and seconds have passed, and an hour has passed in the blink of an eye. Hundreds of test papers were finally assembled into 10 pages of essence, from problem-solving ideas, to how to solve problems, to finally summarizing how to avoid mistakes. Qin Luo has meticulously detailed every step. Do you understand? Qin Luo asked. I'm not a fool, of course I understand. Lin Shanshan said impatiently, as if she was white with Qin Luo. Isn't that just a summary? What a big thing, even without you, I can do it. But she still picked up the book and read it carefully.